A flag of peace stained in blood. The Galactic Peace Summit was held once every 100 years. This time it was Earth's turn to speak. The great chamber of the Galactic Senate was filled with leaders from across the stars. Over 300 alien species had gathered, tall and short, winged and scaled, all watching the center stage. There in a soft white robe stood Ambassador Rylos Gray of Earth. His hands were open. No weapons, no armor, just a calm voice and a simple message. Peace. For too long, he began, our worlds have known war. Earth came here not to fight. We came to listen, to grow, to share. Some nodded, some did not. The galaxy still remembered Earth's long silence. After their first war 200 years ago, humans had vanished into their solar system, building, watching, never speaking. Until now. Ambassador Gray took one more step forward. His voice was warm. If we can understand each other, we do not need guns. Suddenly everything changed. A bright flash cut the air. A loud crack echoed across the chamber. In one shocking moment, a plasma bolt pierced Rylos Gray's chest. His body jerked, then fell to the floor. Silence filled the room. People screamed. Aliens ran. The peace banners burned from stray energy blasts. But no one moved faster than the guards. In seconds they tackled the shooter, a Krizari elite, face cold and proud. He said only one word before they dragged him away. Traitor. Back on Earth, the news came in as a whisper, then a wave. The galaxy had killed their ambassador. Killed peace. Killed hope. But Earth did not respond with words. Not yet. The silence. The Krizari Empire expected a reaction, maybe angry messages, maybe a plea for justice, maybe Earth would send another ambassador, but Earth sent nothing. No reply, no communication, just silence. Days passed, then a week, then two. But across Earth's military channels, activity began to rise. Hidden stations lit up. Black Ops command ships left Mars orbit. In the asteroid belt, dozens of ships that had looked like mining rigs suddenly changed shape, becoming sleek, black warcraft. Earth wasn't speaking. It was preparing. Whispers. In the dark on the Krizari homeworld, celebrations began. News stations declared the ambassador's death a victory for honor. They believed humans were weak. That Earth was afraid. But some Krizari generals didn't feel safe. Something felt wrong. Scout ships were sent near human space. Only one returned, and its captain spoke in broken, shaking words. We followed. A cargo ship, it looked normal, but it wasn't. The moment we came close, it vanished. Then suddenly we were surrounded, black ships, silent, no signals, just watching us. We ran. The scouts' footage showed it clearly, 12 black ships, no heat signals, hovering like ghosts. The Krizari Council laughed it off. Old footage, they said. Human tricks. But deep inside Earth's military command center, the High Admiral watched everything. It begins, she said. Earth breaks. It's silence. Exactly, 30 days after the ambassador's murder, the stars above the Krizari border flickered. Civilian ships noticed it first. Static. Distortion. Then silence. Moments later, every broadcast screen in Krizari space turned black. Then came a human voice. It was a recording. Rylos Gray. If you hear this, it means I am dead, he said. We came in peace. But if peace is answered with death, then let the stars witness Earth's answer. The recording ended, and then they arrived. The Black Fleet 200 black ships came out of warp just outside the Krizari's outermost colony. No warning. No talk. Each ship was shaped like a dagger. No colors, no lights. Just black hulls and moving shadows. They didn't fire first. They didn't move. They just waited. Panic spread. The Krizari launched their fleet. 900 ships. Confident, loud, but Earth's fleet didn't move. Not until the Krizari fired. One beam hit a human ship. And then, everything exploded. The human fleet moved as one. Clean, fast, deadly. In 5 minutes, half the Krizari fleet was gone. Not just destroyed, erased. Their biggest warship, a massive carrier, was cut in half in a single strike. The Krizari ships tried to run. Earth's ships followed. A new fire has been lit. The message was now clear. Earth was not weak. It had stayed silent, not out of fear, but out of control. Now that control had broken. Across the galaxy, leaders held emergency meetings. Some called for peace. Others started to prepare for war. But one thing was certain. The humans were, back in this time, they weren't coming to talk. The quiet before Earth's storm. The battle was over. The stars above the Krizari colony were quiet now. Wreckage floated like broken bones in space. Fires flickered on dead ships. Hundreds of Krizari war vessels had been turned into metal corpses in less than 10 minutes. And the humans? They had vanished. No trace. No signal. Just like ghosts. The survivors of the Krizari fleet limped home. Their voices shook when they spoke. "We didn't see weapons, just light, just fire," one commander whispered. "We never stood a chance." Back on Earth, no celebrations. On Earth, there were no cheers, no parades, no joy, only silence. Inside Earth's high command, the mood was colder than space. Screens glowed red. Commanders stood around a circular table. No one smiled. Admiral Rhodes, an old soldier with steel-gray eyes, tapped the table once. "Phase 1 is done," he said. "Now we show them what happens when peace is shot in the back." He turned to the shadows. "Activate the sleepers." A quiet voice responded. "All of them?" Rhodes didn't blink. "Yes, all of them. The sleeper cells. Wake all across the galaxy, in ports, trade stations, remote colonies. Ordinary humans suddenly vanished. They left behind tools, food, even families, because they weren't ordinary. They were sleepers, hidden agents placed in alien systems decades ago. No one knew who they really worked for. Some had been pretending to be engineers. Others, cargo pilots. A few even married into alien families. Now they were awake, and they all had one mission: destabilize the Krizari from within. Krizari Empire begins to crack. The Krizari Empire tried to keep the attack secret. They claimed the loss of their fleet was due to a navigation accident, but no one believed them. Rumors spread fast, faster than ships. Small Krizari colonies began to riot. Soldiers refused orders. Cargo went missing. Docks exploded without warning. One by one, planets started going dark, and behind every failure was a whisper: "Earth is coming." A secret meeting in deep space, far from any system, in the middle of dark space, a small alien ship approached an ancient satellite. It was a secret meeting point. Only a few knew it existed. Inside the ship was General Threx, a Krizari officer known for his loyalty. But today, he had doubts. The ambassador had been murdered. His people had started this war. Now, the humans were awake and unstoppable. He waited, then the black ship arrived, silent. No ID, no markings. A hologram flickered on. A human appeared, face hidden behind a glowing mask. "You asked to talk?" the masked voice said. "I want to stop the war," General Threx replied. "But not like this. I need proof. Are you really human?" The figure leaned forward. "I'm from Earth, and we're just getting started. The Second Fleet moves." Meanwhile, hidden inside the Kuiper Belt, Earth's Second Fleet activated. These ships were even more advanced than the ones before. Some had no visible engines. Some had weapons the galaxy had never seen. One was rumored to be powered by a black hole. They didn't take off with sound. They just disappeared. The galaxy watches in fear on neutral planets. News screens flashed new. Headlines: "Earth ships leave no survivors." Who gave the kill order? Is the human silence over forever? The galaxy was terrified. Some governments called for emergency meetings. Others tried to contact Earth, but Earth did not respond. Not with words. Instead, their ships kept vanishing from the solar system and appearing at the edge of other star empires. Watching, waiting. Final scene. A hidden message back on Earth, deep beneath the surface. In a secret AI command room, a single message was written into the system. Operation Firestorm is live. Targets, not just the Krasari, all who stood and watched. And with that line, the storm began to move. The black ships arrived for days. The galaxy held its breath. The Krasari Empire sent probes to the last battle site. All they found were fragments, twisted metal and burned hulls. No human ships, no signals, no answers. It was like the humans had never been there. But in the shadows of deep space, they were coming. Whispers spread like fire. Across border colonies, whispers grew louder. Have you seen them? My uncle's ship vanished after spotting a black triangle. A trade station exploded. No trace of the attacker. The black ships became ghost stories. Some said they moved faster than light. Others claimed they could erase memories. Then came the first confirmed sighting. A flicker in the dark. A Krasari science vessel detected a strange pulse near the edge of Sector 9. They moved in to scan it. At first, nothing showed on sensors. Then, the stars vanished. 12 ships shaped like jagged blades materialized without warning. No heat signature, no radio signal. The science crew tried to flee. They never made it. The last log recorded only 3 words, spoken by the terrified captain. They see us. The empire crumbles from inside. The Krasari emperor, furious and desperate, ordered a full military lockdown. Every ship, every satellite, every fighter was pulled back to guard the core systems. But it was too late. Food transports stopped arriving. Riots exploded across 4 colonies. Entire fleets refused to move, fearing the black ships. Even loyal generals began to question everything. One admiral spoke to his crew. If Earth is the fire, then we are already ash. A city without a sky on the planet Tavoris, a major Krasari stronghold. The skies suddenly went dark at noon. Hundreds of thousands looked up. Above them floated 6 human warships, silent, massive, and cloaked in black armor that drank in the light. No demands, no warnings, just presence. The city's defense grid activated, but before the cannons could even lock on, every weapon system shut down. Earth didn't need to fire. They made Tavoris surrender by just showing up. Message from nowhere. Across the galaxy, screens once again turned black. A single message played in every language. We asked for peace. You answered with blood. Now we do not ask. We act. Earth, the message came without location, without timestamp. No one knew how it had reached secure networks. Even encrypted military channels were breached. It was like Earth was inside everything now. The black ship called Eclipsefar beyond the galactic rim. A single human. Warship moved through an asteroid field, its name Eclipse. The ship had no crew. It was fully AI-driven. Its hull shimmered like a shadow. It didn't fly, it glided. And wherever it went, satellites went blind, stars dimmed, entire systems went quiet. The Eclipse had one job, mark the next target, and it had just arrived. Above the Krasari capital's moon base, the last warning inside the Krasari Emperor's war room, alarms screamed. Generals shouted. Panic took hold, but before they could act, the room went cold. Every screen displayed one sentence in bold red letters. Your fire starts now. And then the orbital shields failed. One by one, the sky over the Krasari capital lit up with flame. The black ships had arrived, not to send a message, but to end the silence, with fire. The message from Earth. The skies above the Krasari capital burned red, their once proud moon base, home to fleets. Generals and secret weapons was gone, not damaged, not crippled, erased. No alarms had sounded, no missiles had been seen. Just light. And then silence. The people screamed. The Empire froze. But Earth wasn't finished. The broadcast across every star system, screens turned black again. This time there was no music, no static, no translation delays, just one voice. Calm, cold, human. It was Ambassador Rylos Gray. He had been dead for weeks, and yet his face now filled every screen in the galaxy. I came in peace. I stood unarmed before the Galactic Council. I asked for unity. I was murdered. Earth watched. Earth prepared. And now Earth speaks. His eyes narrowed. His voice sharpened. We asked for peace. You answered with blood. So, now for every drop spilled, we take a world. The feed didn't end. Instead, it cut to live footage. Live from the battlefield at Krizari war moon, fortified, armed, and hidden, was shown in orbit above planet Daskor. The camera feed was from a human stealth drone. Suddenly, the moon cracked in half, not with a sound, but with a pulse. A gravity bomb, a human weapon once thought illegal, had torn the moon apart from the inside. Debris fell like fire. Screams echoed through audio channels. Then the screen went dark again. This is not war. This is response. Let the galaxy remember, Earth tried silence, Earth tried peace, you chose fire. So now we answer. The shockwave entire planets turned off their broadcasts. Others scrambled for peace talks. One alien alliance, the Rulin Pact, tried to send a fleet to assist the Krizari. The fleet never arrived. Their last message: we've entered the dark. It sees us, and then nothing. Their ships were never found. Inside the fire, in Earth's war core, deep beneath the surface of Antarctica, military AI named Vindictus monitored every action, every decision, and every heartbeat in the galaxy. The AI spoke only to High Admiral Rhodes. 7 targets remain, it said. Operation Skyfall is ready. Should I begin the culling? Rhodes looked at the glowing red map of the galaxy. One by one, systems blinked, red for attack, yellow for terror, gray for surrender. Begin, he whispered. Hope in the darkness? But not all aliens wanted war. On the planet Kalir Prime, an alien scholar named Thien Var watched the destruction unfold with trembling hands. He had once studied Earth's history. He knew what came next. Earth doesn't conquer like others, he whispered. They burn, then rebuild. He looked at the sky. Then he sent a secret signal. To Earth, I am not your enemy. I have the knowledge you seek. Let me speak before the fire reaches us. The message flew through space, targeted to a classified human frequency. Earth received it, but they did not reply. Not yet. One last gift from Grayan, a hidden vault aboard Earth's command ship Torchbearer. A second message from Rylos Gray was unlocked. It was marked, only play when the stars burn. In it, Gray spoke directly to the High Council of Earth. If you're hearing this, it means the war has begun. But listen carefully. Destruction alone isn't victory. Fear is easy. Respect must be earned. Let them see our fire, but leave a path behind. Because if no one is left to remember peace, then we've already lost. The message ended. Rhodes stood in silence. For the first time since the ambassador's death, he hesitated, but the fire still spreads. The hesitation lasted only seconds. The war machine had already begun. Across the stars, the black ships continued their silent march. Colony by colony, system by system, they appeared without warning. Some surrendered, some fought, but none stood for long, because Earth had changed. It had once been a world of peace. Now it was something else. Something the galaxy had never seen before. Something that whispered one final warning. You lit the match, now burn. The sky burns red. The galaxy had seen war. It had seen burning cities and fallen moons. But what it saw now was different. This wasn't war. This was a reckoning. Red above, red below, in orbit over the planet Jernaxa, the sky turned crimson. wasn't a sunset. It wasn't an eclipse. It was Earth's war fleet. 200 black ships hovered in perfect silence. They didn't move. They didn't speak. They just watched. People on the ground froze, staring up. A child asked, "Are they stars?" His mother pulled him close. "No," she whispered. "They're the reason stars go out." The ships began to drop, slowly like falling blades. No shots. Fired Jernaxa had no weapons to fight back. It was a neutral planet, filled with farmers and traders. But that didn't save them, because Earth's campaign wasn't about enemies anymore. It was about messages. Above the main city, a single black pod landed. A speaker unfolded from its side. A voice played in every language. "We offered peace. You offered silence. Now we burn the silence from your skies." A red beam shot straight into the air. It didn't destroy the city. It painted the atmosphere blood red, for every planet to see, a warning to the next. The collapse. Begins empire after empire started to break. Ships refused to launch. Soldiers dropped their weapons. Generals locked themselves in bunkers. Earth wasn't invading. It was breaking the will to resist. On the world Zaratha, an ancient alien AI had survived thousands of wars. It ran entire systems. It had never lost a battle. It shut itself down. It left only one message. Human logic. When diplomacy fails, make memory impossible. A betrayal. Within the Empire, while the Krizari Emperor screamed behind his walls, his most trusted general, Saren Voss, walked into the war room and shot 3 guards. He activated the broadcast system. His face appeared on every Krizari screen. "This war is a grave, and Earth is the shovel. Lay down your arms, lay down your hate, or lay down your lives." Then he turned and walked away, straight into a human transport ship waiting on the landing pad. The human ghost. Meanwhile, across fractured space, stories of a figure began to spread. A lone human in gray armor. No name, no voice. Some called him the Firewalker. Others said he was just a rumor. But on every world he appeared, the same thing happened. Defense systems collapsed. Leaders surrendered. And one symbol was left behind, glowing in fire. Earth's new emblem. A bolt through a planet. The superweapon that didn't fire on Zel 9, a fortress moon owned by an allied empire. A weapon was ready. One powerful enough to destroy a star. It was aimed at Earth. But before the command could be given, the weapon disappeared. Not destroyed. Not stolen. Gone. All that remained was a human message, carved into the floor of the control room. "Even your gods fear us now." Final scene. The gathering storm back on Earth, deep inside the command complex. High Admiral Rhodes stood over a glowing galaxy map. Flames lit up system after system. One of his officers turned to him. "Sir, there's nothing left to hit." Rhodes gave a slow, tired nod. "Then we changed the target." He pointed to the center of the galaxy, the location of the Galactic Core Summit, a place untouched by war, a place that once judged Earth. Now, it would meet Earth's fire. The Emperor falls in the heart of the galaxy. The Krizari capital still stood, not because it was safe, but because Earth hadn't arrived yet. Now, that was about to change. The Core Summit, once a symbol, now a target. Galactic Core Summit had once been untouchable. It was built into a hollow moon, surrounded by defense rings and sun-powered cannons. Dozens of fleets guarded it. No war had ever touched its surface, but Earth had never tried. Until now. One by one, defense satellites blinked offline. Sensor arrays went dark. The stars beyond the moon began to flicker, then vanish. The Black Armada appears, then it came, the largest Earth fleet ever seen. 1,000 ships. Black, silent, shaped like daggers and wings. Some looked alive. Others shimmered like mirrors. They formed a perfect circle around the moon. No warning. No countdown, just silence and fear. Inside the summit, alien leaders screamed orders. Ships scrambled, but Earth's fleet didn't attack. Instead, a single transport ship descended. It carried no soldiers, just a message. The ultimatum inside the summit, the doors blasted open, a figure stepped in. General Sarenvos Krizari, once the Emperor's most loyal weapon, now Earth's ally. Behind him walked a human in gray armor, the Firewalker. Gasps filled the chamber. Traitor, the Emperor snarled from his throne. Sarenvos didn't blink. You murdered peace. You murdered the future. You murdered my honor. Then he threw something onto the floor, the Emperor's seal. The Firewalker stepped forward. He pressed a device. Every screen on the moon lit up with a countdown. 10 minutes. The weapon Earth never wanted to use. Hidden deep in Earth's fleet was the Leviathan, a ship larger than cities. It carried something worse than any bomb, a star-core destabilizer. If activated, it would rip the entire system apart, collapsing stars, moons, and ships into nothing. Earth had only built it as a last option now. It hovered at the edge of use, one command away. The Emperor's final move. But the Krizari Emperor had one last secret. Beneath the moon's core lay his private weapon, the Eye of Velkar, a pulse cannon powered by an ancient alien relic. He ordered. It fired, not at Earth's fleet, but at the moon itself. He would rather die and take them all with him. The pulse built up, the sky above cracked with lightning. Then, nothing. The weapon failed. The relic was gone. A message replaced it. Earth got here first. The throne falls. The Emperor tried to run. He didn't get far. The Firewalker stepped in his path. No words. Just a silent nod. The shot was fast, clean. The Krizari Emperor fell. The throne cracked, and the war began to end. Earth's message to the stars as the dust settled. Earth's fleet opened a channel to every system. This time, it wasn't Ambassador Gray. It was a child, a young girl, maybe 8 years old, standing in a garden on Earth. She smiled. War ends when people stop lying. Earth won't lie. We will protect peace, but if you break it again, we will come back. The screen cut. One last spark as Earth's fleet began to withdraw. A single ship stayed behind. It dropped a small, unarmed pod onto the moon's surface. Inside was a seed. A tree would grow there, and its name would be Remembrance. But not everyone was ready for peace. In the dark corners of the galaxy, new enemies watched, and Earth had one eye open, always. Fire-forged peace. The war was over. The last shot had been fired. The Krizari Emperor was dead. Earth's fleet no longer hovered in the skies. But the galaxy would never forget the fire, and Earth would never be the same. The aftershock worlds, once loyal to the Krizari Empire, now stood leaderless. Cities burned. Governments collapsed. Fear spread like a virus. But Earth didn't invade. They didn't claim territory. Instead, they watched. Above every former war zone, a single human ship stayed in orbit, silent, motionless, like a judge in the sky. They weren't there to rule. They were there to remember. The trial weeks later, a gathering was held on the neutral world of alien leaders, rebels, and survivors, arrived. At the center stood Earth's new ambassador, Commander Elira Cade. Young, calm, deadly. She wore no armor, just a gray suit and a single emblem. "I'm not here to threaten you," she said. "Earth has no need for slaves. We don't want your planets. We don't need your minerals." She paused, letting her words settle. "We came because you murdered peace. Now we offer it back, forged in the fire you gave us. The galaxy votes each." World was given a choice. Join Earth's new peace network built on truth, tech sharing, and strict laws. Or remain alone and watched. Most chose peace. A few hesitated. One world, Karnix Prime, chose defiance. Earth didn't fire a shot. They simply turned off Carnix's stars. One by one, their systems failed. Communications, gravity control, power. The planet surrendered before nightfall. The war memorial back on Earth in a quiet valley once used for training soldiers, a monument was built. It had no names, no flags, just one message. We asked for peace. You answered with blood, so we answered louder. Underneath, the flame never stopped burning, eternal, bright. Aliens came from all across the galaxy to see it. Some wept, some feared, all understood. The final broadcast, one last message was sent, from Earth. It played only once, across all systems. It showed old footage. Rylos Gray standing before the Senate, before the shot, before everything. Then his voice. Peace isn't weakness. It's a choice. One we gave you. One we'll give. Again. But if you break it, look to the skies. And remember what comes when Earth stops holding back. A child's promise on the world of Kalir Prime, where war never reached. A human child stood beside an alien girl. They were planting a tree. It was small, fragile, but growing. What if they forget? The alien girl asked. The human child smiled. Then we remind them. Final scene. A shadow. Watching far beyond the known stars, a dark figure stood before a glowing map. Watching Earth spread, watching its silence. They were supposed to be gone, the voice growled. A second figure replied. They were just sleeping. Now they remember who they are. In the dark, something ancient stirred. Earth's war was over, but the stars were not done burning.